Hey, what's up guys, this is Tristan, and welcome back to the craziest manga comparison series on YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about Black Clover versus My Hero Academia. Two of the biggest shonen battle series currently going on right now, and I know there's a lot of debate going on between the two communities. I know a lot of people like to give Black Clover a lot of cheese, but I'm actually a fan of it, even though I like one series more than the other, and I know you can probably guess what I mean by that. Anyways though, without further ado, let's just jump into it.
The truth.
So the first topic is going to be the story, because these two series actually have pretty similar stories at the start, even though the execution is pretty different. Black Clover starts off in this world where you pretty much need magic to survive, and the main character Asta has no magic whatsoever, and him and his rival Yuno both want to become the Wizard King, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like it is. And I think this concept is really interesting because Asta and Yuno both grew up in the slums, and it pretty much is a story of if they want to get to the top, they're gonna have to work for it. There are plenty of competition in both the characters' pasts, and it's clear that just because they were raised in a different situation doesn't mean they have a better chance of making it to the top than the other characters. If anything, it's the opposite. They have to work even harder because they were raised at the bottom, whereas a lot of the other characters, they were kind of starting already towards the top, so they really have to do a lot of catching up. There are also plenty of great character stories in the Black Bulls and some of the captains, such as William von Giants or Noel, a bunch of great characters in there, and it really makes for some great subplots. In My Hero Academia, it starts off with this guy named Midoriya who has no powers in a place where most people in that world have superpowers. So yeah, the stories are kind of similar from the start. Long story short, Midoriya basically proves that he can be a great hero even though he doesn't have powers, and he's taken on by the hero All Might. And as you would expect by both the title and the genre, he goes to a hero school, he fights a bunch of cool villains, and that's basically the main premise. And My Hero Academia is pretty much about Midoriya's journey to becoming a great hero. Now, even though I like the stories for both these mangas, I'm definitely gonna have to give the winner to My Hero Academia. Because Black Clover, even though the story is decent, I think that the foundation largely relies on Naruto, and even though it's far from a Naruto ripoff, the first volume and a half are pretty much like a carbon copy, fast-paced version of Naruto, and that kind of puts a hindrance on the rest of the series because it's kind of always living in the shadow of Naruto, even though it's really only the first volume and a half that are like that. Black Clover is also one of the most derivative manga series I've ever read, if not the most derivative, and even though I don't really care about that too much because it does use a lot of tropes to its advantage and it does do a lot of its own stuff, I do think that it does kind of rely too much on other series a lot of the times, so yeah, that does kind of put a crutch on it, but overall, My Hero Academia is the winner of this category. Moving on. The next category is going to be the world, and My Hero Academia has a pretty great world. I mean, it has a lot of stuff with the hero politics and the hero policies and what they can and cannot do. I think that stuff is pretty interesting, and I like how there's other jobs in My Hero Academia that don't rely on having a quirk. But overall, it seems like a lot of the jobs that don't have powers relied into it don't really feel as useful, but it's cool how they're there in the series. Honestly though, I'm gonna have to give the world category to Black Clover. In My Hero Academia, people heavily rely on quirks, but you don't really need a quirk. But in Black Clover, pretty much everyone has powers. And if you don't have powers in Black Clover, it really makes you socially off, and it really makes it hard to get a job, and that really adds a good amount of struggle to Asta's journey, because it shows that even though he wasn't born with powers or born with special skills, he still has a good chance of making it to the top just by merit and willpower alone. There are also plenty of kingdoms and characters in Black Clover that haven't been explored yet, and I'm pretty interested to see what happens there, and even though I don't think that an expansive world really means a great world, I think that Black Clover has a lot of potential there, and I'm excited to see what happens. So the third and final category of manga debate, Black Clover versus My Hero Academia, is the artwork, and this one, it was tough. It was a big toughie, because My Hero Academia and Black Clover both have some amazing artwork, and I honestly think that they have some of the best artwork currently going on in Shonen Jump. And for those of you who don't know, there was actually a collaboration that both Tabata and Horikoshi did, where they drew each other's characters, and it looks really good. I don't really have a preference between which one looks better there, because I honestly think they're better at drawing their respective series, but overall, I think that the artwork in My Hero Academia is better. It's a tough decision because, like I said, I mean, both the artwork is incredible, but I feel like My Hero Academia does such a great job at giving expressive characters, and especially during the sad moments, that makes for some big feels. I mean, Horikoshi really knows how to draw emotional moments, and at the peak of My Hero Academia, it's honestly some of the best shonen artwork I've seen. Also, the style is just really unique, and it's kind of hard to emulate with other artists, so yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to this one. It's kind of a hard decision for this category, but overall, I definitely prefer My Hero Academia, even though, like I said, I am a fan of both these series, so yeah, that about wraps it up. So as I was editing this video, I realized that I forgot to include the big hitter Manga Debate Trophy in all of its shimmering glory. And this was a big rookie move on my part, I'll admit that, but next time, it's not going to happen. You can bet your bottom dollar there will be 4 times as much big hitter trophies, and you can count on that because the next manga debate, I'm not going to forget about it. The big hitter trophy goes to My Hero Academia. Big respect there. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to slap that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment letting me know your thoughts on this topic. My next video will most likely be my review of Welcome to the NHK, and after that I'll probably make a big video on either One Piece or Black Clover. Whichever one I get around to first, it's gonna be pretty good. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.